All right, welcome back. We are just about ready to get started here. Becker College is finishing up the third map of their first game of the night, so they should be finishing that up shortly, and then we'll be able to hop on into our game against them. So just looking at kind of the stats for Becker College, they are sitting around the same as us. Their average SR is sitting at 2,500, so they're about entry level plat kind of around there. They do have some players that are, pushing into diamond and uh, definitely getting up in there very similarly to ACU's team. So this should be a much closer match than our first match was
Yeah.
tonight. And again, the maps that we're going to see tonight are going to be Junkertown, followed by Oasis, and then if needed, we will go to Volskaya.
All right.
So I guess if you just want to talk a little bit about Oasis and kind of how that map feels, kind of what you might think that we might see here from
Okay.
ACU tonight.
Yeah, definitely. So specifically to me, it's not my favorite map in the world. It's
Yeah,
it can be a little annoying here and there. But uh, there are some really cool things that you could do on some of the maps. I forget. I think it's University has no Gardens. Gardens has
Gardens
the
is the
jump
ones
pad.
that point on the
Yeah,
side.
it has the jump pad.
No, jump pad is going to be City Center,
City Center.
I believe, or
Okay.
I don't know.
I don't know. They
I don't
all
know.
they all kind
One
of
of them.
mesh all together.
Yeah,
They
City
look very
Center is
similar.
the one where the points in the middle with the pillar in the middle and the cars are going by on the side.
Okay.
That's City Center.
City
So
Center. Okay, so City Center,
yeah,
you have that jump pad. So there's a lot of characters that can get like a really good vantage point, really good high ground. I haven't really been seeing a lot of Ash, but I mean, if anyone were to be playing Ash, they'd probably be playing there.
see, I don't know. Having played a lot of Ash recently, I absolutely hate her on
Okay.
that map. Like, and it's mainly just because there's not a lot of sight lines for
It's
her.
true.
Like,
Uh,
it's very good to counter a Pharah if you have a Pharah flying around up there, and those jump pads do give you a lot of vantage points. Especially, I've never tried it, but now that I'm thinking about it, you might actually be able to get a super bounce off of that jump pad. If you manage to
yeah.
coach gun down at the ground as it's throwing you up, you might get a double bounce
Yeah.
there.
But I mean, so there's a lot of room for flanking. So we might be seeing some tracer from the enemy team.
Yeah.
But I think Mr. Bob Sparks might actually be playing some Genji on some of these maps.
Yeah,
Uh,
Genji is definitely a force to be reckoned with on some of the Oasis maps, and I it's a pain to try to deal with
oh,
there for
yeah,
sure.
definitely.
Farah is really good on gardens there.
Yeah.
City Center, she's pretty decent, and then University, I personally just think Farah's kind of trash there, but
I mean,
you can still kind of use her. There's a lot of
yeah.
high ceilings on Oasis, so it adds for a lot of mobility.
But I mean, overall, the maps is fine. It I just don't feel like the maps are varied enough to really
Right,
be
they're all too
like.
similar. It's
I,
we both don't like Oasis. That's what we're getting at here. But
but so I think, I mean, you could probably go Goats Comp as well, which,
absolutely.
especially in some of the maps, if you just stick together, I mean, it, it's a force to be reckoned with there. But overall, I expect to see some Lucio. I expect to see some Moira, definitely, and Finch of Flight might actually be playing some Mercy here and there if they decide to go with Pharah for some of the maps.
Right.
Um, but Lindis, I think Lindis will probably stick on Reinhardt just because.
Yeah, I
Uh,
might see him maybe switch over to Winston
yeah,
if needed, but definitely gonna probably be sticking with that Reinhardt. And then the final map being Volskaya. So that one, it's one of the oldest maps. It's been around forever. There's so many different comps that you can run there. Honestly, I think we'll see kind of a tried and true, kind of what we saw in Kings Row.
yeah,
Honestly, we'll probably see uh, on defense, we'll probably see a Reaper there. We'll probably might see a May,
yeah.
probably a Doomfist, maybe some sort of long range hit scan like a Widow or maybe a McCree out there. But
Honestly, so in more recent games that I've played in and watched, you can do a lot of cheese with Symmetra actually in her teleport.
yes, yes,
So you can definitely, sort of do this back cap strategy where you just rush to the point, everyone gets there, and then Symmetra just quickly throws out her turrets, sets
yeah,
a good amount of defense there, and then we just just slowly start picking off the enemy team. So we'll definitely have to see what ACU decides to do, and we'll
Yeah.
definitely have to see what their opponent does.
So we're not gonna see the map tonight, but your comment of having that Symmetra teleporter to just get behind those enemy lines, uh, it might be possible on Volskaya, but one of the coolest things that I've seen done is actually on Hanamura. If you're
Oh,
attacking as a
yes,
Symmetra, you can just pop that teleporter right on
right
point,
on the point, and
and
then
if your
just
team's communicating well enough, everybody can just go right through that teleporter right at once, be on the point, and the defending team just doesn't know what to do.
yeah.
So you might be able to do it here. I don't think you can do it on the first point. You might be able to do it on the second point of
Yeah.
Volskaya, but that's just such a cheeky thing. And honestly, I really enjoy that change for Symmetra.
Yeah.
So
Oh, also quick shout out, Make Hannah Banana. Thank you for subscribing.
yes, thank you very much. Use
Helps.
those Twitch Primes.
Yeah.
Helps us out.
It helps out the esports club, his organization helps, to ensure that our teams get, the appropriate equipment that they need, and you know, it's
If
good
we can
stuff.
get better stuff,
Yeah,
we can keep
definitely.
going. We can go out. We can go
Different
to different
tournaments.
competitions, stuff like that.
Yeah,
Maybe we can take a trip out to Arlington and see the nice new esports arena out there. Who knows?
yeah.
But we're gonna go to a quick be right back, and once we've got the match all set up and underway, then we'll be right back. So don't go anywhere. All right, looks like we're about to get underway here. Looks like we're going to see the Roadhog coming out from Paco de Taco, as well as Lindis on the Orisa. We
Okay.
see Cold Caliber on Lucio, as well as Flinch of Light on Ana. And then as for our DPS, we have Daddy with that McCree and Mr. Bob Sparks on the Hanzo.
All right. So that's a lot of damage.
That is a lot of damage, and a lot of long-range damage, too. There's
Yeah.
not really a whole lot that's just up in your face with this comp.
So I think that's probably what they're going for with that Roadhog. He's probably going to be if the enemy gets a little too close, that Roadhog's going to be there to just kind of shotgun them in the face. But we're starting now. And we see that shield right here with Orisa is really good to just kind of keep the team protected. They have a Pharah Mercy combo as
Allows
well.
a double shield, it looks like, from
Yeah.
Orisa and Ryan. Just almost battle shipping on that point. Actually, they are battle shipping. That
Oh,
is
wow.
a Bastion that
Yeah.
takes down Daddy. And Mr. Bob Sparks does also fall to that pharmacy combo.
So, classic cheese comp here, but it's a very effective one, especially if you can get your team, the enemy team off guard with it. And unfortunately, it looks like that is the case. Oh, they can see Orisa.
You know, this is what I was saying earlier about compositions being so versatile on this map. Is one of my favorite things to do here is actually play Bastion on attack. Now, battle shipping as Bastion, that's completely different. That's just cheesing it on there. But if you're actually like roaming around as Bastion, popping in and out of your turret, it can be very, very effective on this map, at least for that first little cap there.
So we'll probably see the enemy team switching out here. ACU, of course, has
Do switch over to a Junkrat,
Yeah.
I believe.
They had to fall back, and they went Junkrat. Daddy went Junkrat to kind of focus on that Bastion. He isn't on the payload anymore, but Mr. Bob Sparks is actually able to take out that enemy Pharah, and Daddy is just...
So Mercy does get the res, but Mr. Bob Sparks picks off the Pharah again.
Oh, you see that Bastion get taken out. That was a really bad spot to set up there. But yeah, now with Daddy on that Junkrat, those shields are non-existent. I mean, it's a lot of damage. They take out that Orisa, they take out the Reinhardt.
Both shields down. Mr. Bob Sparks is taking a little bit of damage, but the enemy team is going to have to back out here and get a group. I'm curious to see if they're going to keep that Bastion on attack here, or if they might try switching it up.
I highly doubt it.
Getting some sort of flanking.
Yeah, I don't think it's a good strategy to have Bastion aside from that first point, especially now that the team is aware that you're going to be using that strategy.
Like they will be swapping. I do think that is a soldier.
Yes. So, I mean, here we see this damage. They still have the two shields. Mr. Bob Sparks picks out that Pharah again. That Pharah
Mr. Bob Sparks is just popping off, getting all of those crits. Mercy gets the res on the Pharah again. Let's see if Mr. Bob Sparks can grab it yet again.
So they're able to take out that Reinhardt, and that Orisa might actually fall here. Mr. Bob Sparks gets taken out by the Pharah Mercy combo, and that Mercy... actually, that Pharah doesn't get taken out.
That barrage was a well-placed barrage, but all that they managed to get was Cold Caliber out there, as well as the supercharger.
Yeah, Lendis falls, and
like this maybe a
falls
regroup here for ACU, as Becker College is going to get this first point, or second point here.
All right, so Mr. Bob Sparks all alone here, just kind of decides to back off, probably a smart move.
Cheeky picks.
Yeah. So there you see that soldier trying to kind of scope out the team. They've set up their spot right here with the shield. It's a really good shield to have in front of you, and it's a lot of consistent damage that Orisa can output with her gun. So I mean, we're seeing the teams swap damage here. Lendis, of course, in the front, just dropping those shields, trying to keep his team alive. Trying to get a pick. Mr. Bob Sparks is able to take out that Genji. Oh, no, wait.
Yeah, that Genji manages to take out Mr. Bob Sparks, actually.
Well,
and that was Genji was actually the one that was playing Pharah, so that is a smart change there coming from Becker College, because Pharah is just not going to be that good here. We do see the whole hog come out. They do manage to pick up 2 kills from that, but Genji does manage to take Paco de Taco out, as well as Cold Caliber. Flinch of Light is doing everything that he can to keep everybody alive here. Helps Mr. Bob Sparks with that Doom Fist just take out the Moira.
Unfortunately, he's the one that gets taken out there by that Zarya. So you see a Reinhardt trying to flank here.
Riptire come in from Daddy. Does pick up the Rein.
It's a good pick to have. That
Paco de Taco picks that Genji out as well.
So ACU right here pushing the enemy team out around the bend right here. But the payload is now at a good spot, so they can actually start coming in from the underpass there. Where Mr. Bob Sparks and Daddy are just kind of chilling on top, trying to see an opportunity to just kind of wreak havoc. ACU has kind of positioned themselves away from their spawn room there, and it looks like they're going around the bend.
We do see that Reinhardt come out now for Nimbus instead of that Orisa.
Huge Graviton Surge, able to take out 5 of ACU's team, and Daddy's all on his own right now. just trying to stay alive, trying to reach the payload. He gets taken out as well. ACU's has to regroup right now, and unfortunately, they just can't get to the checkpoint in time. That is the first round.
Yeah, and you know, being able to just swap up that comp like that, just consistently change it, consistently keep the defending team on their feet, just making sure that everything just goes all over the place for them. And
Yeah.
it's a hard thing to deal with, especially if you're trying to build up ult charges.
Yeah, I mean, Becker College doing a really good job right now of switching their heroes, finding counters for all of the all of the different heroes that ACU is playing right now. It was a really good strategy, starting off with Bastion. It's a bit of a cheese strategy, but effective. Definitely caught ACU off guard there, which was able to effectively get that first checkpoint with relative ease.
Yeah,
Uh,
there's not much you can do if you get wiped as that with that Bastion as fast as ACU did. It's hard to make a change there and just keep it going.
all right.
And kind of a gamble on, do you actually change it up or do you keep it
Yeah.
expecting them to change?
So it looks like the comp here, Lens is going to be on Reinhardt as well as Paco de Taco on that Zarya, and it looks like we have an Ashe. I think
Yeah,
Mr. Bob Sparks.
does pull that Ashe
Bitch of
out.
Flight is on that Mercy. I don't see what the other healer is.
I do believe it's a
Cole
Zenyatta.
Is it a Zenyatta?
Yes.
Okay.
He's just kind of chilling.
And then Daddy's on that McCree, of course, so a lot of long range damage as well. And I think their strategy is just the usual, get Lindis out there and he'll just swing his hammer
away.
Yeah. So it looks like
Like we see a Ryan Zarya combo
yeah.
coming out, as well as I believe that's Hanzo, maybe an Ashe
Yeah.
on the other team.
So it looks like they actually have 3 tanks. They probably were expecting a Bastion cheese there, which is why they have a huge health pool. Lindis gets caught out, but he's kept alive by his team. He's just in the front, trying to soak up damage, trying to dish out damage, swinging that hammer around. It looks like
He is still staying alive somehow.
Yeah. Unfortunately, Daddy gets taken out, but gets rezzed. Mr. Bob Sparks is actually able to take out the enemy Lucio. Huge flyer right there from Mr. Bob Sparks. Lindis gets taken out, unfortunately, kind of gets ahead of himself there and gets.
Paco's getting some massive charge here.
Yeah.
He's just being pocketed by the Zenyatta, and that's really helping out. That Coalescence does come in from the enemy Mercy, or not Mercy, Moira there, and that's going to keep them alive long enough. But ACU does manage to regroup off of that.
And take out the Lucio. Unfortunately, Daddy dies, gets taken out by that Roadhog, who probably hooked him and just picked him off there. You see a huge Graviton Surge. Can ACU follow up right here? They are able to take out both tanks there. And Mr. Bob Sparks is able to out-snipe.
Mr. Bob Sparks throws his Bob there.
He
Gets
throws
a
that bomb.
double kill.
It's a double kill with Bob. Bob is doing stuff today, ladies and gentlemen. ACU, I think, will be able to reach this last checkpoint with relative ease and some pretty good time on the clock.
They did blow, what, 2 ults there, I believe?
Yes.
So,
but
they
were effective. It looks like Becker College is trying to just kind of push in here. Unfortunately, that Graviton Surge comes in, but isn't enough to take out anyone, and 3 of them
pop
die.
off 2 more ults there with the Shatter and the Deadeye.
Yeah.
But ACU does manage to cap that point. Gives them some time to just recharge a little bit. They also used the Mercy ult as well there, just to keep them alive and ensure that cap.
Paco de Taco up in the front, just trying to lob some of his energy orbs over there. Bitch of Flight just in the back, chilling, keeping his tanks alive. See Cole Caliber just trying to do some sniping as Zenyatta as well. It's a lot of damage that can come from Zenyatta. Daddy's just putting out some consistent damage, adding the pressure to the team. And here we see a fight. Oh, Mr. Bob Sparks gets taken out by the enemy Ashe. And Lindis is just in the front, just swinging away, being kept alive by his team. Gets pinned and taken out.
Paco de Taco has so much charge right now. This enemy team just keeps charging him up. But
man, and that's it. It looks like
do get wiped there.
That is a team kill by Becker College. Really good teamwork and cooperation from Becker College.
ACU is going to have to change something up here if they expect to get much more of a push in.
Lindis still on that Reinhardt.
Looks like they're just going to stick with it and
Yeah.
just keep on going.
All
So.
right. They probably have some ult percentages built up, so they want to just ensure that they use it. So you can see that Becker College is set up at the top. That Zarya's just at the bottom. I don't know if they still
Kind of out of position there. Lindis does manage to get that fire strike on her. Puts her at half health. She is going to have to back out a little bit.
The payload's being pushed, but Becker College is on the top. You see him swinging away there. Battle of the Reinhardts here. Lindis kept alive by the Zarya as kind of helps.
Barely hanging on right now. That coalescence comes in again.
And huge
attack visor comes in from the enemy soldier, and he just says nope to all of those guys.
Taku tried to escape here and regroup with his Reinhardt. It seems that the tanks are the only ones alive right now. They have to back up.
You see that surge there on Paco.
Unfortunately, Becker Ash is able to take out that Reinhardt. Becker College is doing a really good job of just spacing out ACU, splitting them up.
Like we'll see a Lucio come out here from Cold Caliber, just trying to give a little bit more of a push in, as well as the Reaper and Genji coming out as well.
So ACU is kind of just splitting up at this point. I'm not entirely sure what their sort of plan is right now. You see the Zarya and Reaper together for some reason. They might be trying to do a split push or just do some cheese here, but looks like they're all kind of regrouping now in the center. Let's see.
I think Daddy kind of wanted to get a nice little flank there, but just didn't really know where he wanted to go. And Mr. Bob Sparks having some trouble climbing there.
Yeah. Fortunately,
he does pick off the soldier there. Oh, is that a double Graviton Surge? One from each team there.
You see Bob in the middle right there from Becker College, just dishing out the damage, takes out the Zarya, and Daddy unfortunately falls as well. Bitch of Flight revives Zarya, but Winston Lindis.
There's that enemy grab.
Yeah.
That's just gonna wipe ACU out there.
ACU not in a very good position right now.
Do you see Lindis on the Winston now? He almost has a ult coming out there. I also expect that we should have a Death Blossom up here pretty soon as well.
And Finch of Flight has his Valkyrie. So yeah, Daddy is at 52 with his Death Blossom, so he might be able to use something. Becker College did switch off that Roadhog pretty early on, so they might have some more consistent DPS damage now. You see Lindis jumping in. He pops out his ult.
You also see that blade come out from Mr. Bob Sparks.
Oh my goodness,
he picks off 2 of them. And Lindis is just creating some space here, just pushing everybody back as far as possible.
Oh, and they get the Zarya bubbles, but
unfortunately... Do manage to get that Zarya. All they have left is this Reinhardt and Lucio. Lucio goes
falls.
Down. Reinhardt goes down, and that should allow ACU to get almost all the way, if not all the way, to this second checkpoint.
And Ash tried to hide, but he ain't getting away from Lindis and Mr. Bob Sparks. Not today. They are able to get to that checkpoint. And a minute and 50 seconds left. Not quite as much time that will be left if they can get it to that last point.
Looks like Paco did switch over to the D.Va here, maybe just trying to sap up some damage and some of those fire strikes and other just projectiles that are just going to be really easy for her to just eat up.
Yeah, Paco Taco already at 75% with this.
Did you see that Death Blossom come out from Daddy? He does pick off the soldier as well as the Reinhardt.
Huge
coalescence come in.
Unfortunately, he gets taken out by that Zarya. But
if ACU can survive this coalescence, they do actually win this fight, having more numbers here. Lindis is just jumping in there. Paco is popping that ult, and he does not pick anyone up, but he does get the Ash while he is D-Mech.
I think that ult might have been a bit premature, but ACU still in a good spot. Everyone, I think, is still alive. And
Bob Sparks does manage to get 1 kill with that Nano Blade as well.
It seems Becker College is all staggered right now, so they're just kind of pushing the bag, holding the bag right now. Mr. Bob Sparks out in the front, so is Daddy, just making sure that they stay in spawn. Oh, Zarya gets almost taken out. Zarya gets taken out now, and Paco Taco gets demeched, but
you see that sound barrier come in from Lucio there. And now they have a Sombra on Becker College side.
Oh, huge Graviton Surge, and that's enough to wipe out ACU's team. Unfortunately, I don't think ACU has the ability to...
Bunch of Light tried to stay on it as long as possible there, but I do not think ACU can hop back on this. Cold Caliber and Daddy are trying so hard to get in there, as well as Mr. Bob Sparks. Mr. Bob Sparks might be able to dive on it. Maybe Cold Caliber. He does get taken down, though.
Oh, he might be able to touch it to get the overtime.
Daddy does manage to touch, but
But
not long enough.
Lendis comes in, trying to do as much damage, staying in the shield, making sure that he doesn't die immediately.
He's just being pocketed there by Flinch of Light, just trying to keep it alive.
This may be.
Flinch of Light does fall. It is solely Lendis, and sadly he does get taken down as well.
Oh, you see Cold Caliber trying to stay alive on the point. He gets taken
Dancing
out.
around.
Eddie comes in. Can he touch
They're
the point?
just too staggered for anything to happen there, and
Oh,
as
man.
that overtime goes longer, that slowly just starts making it where there's no chance for you to actually cap it. So ACU does lose the first map here on Junkertown. We see here from D-Dubs. We'll see what his Genji play was here, coming off on that Graviton Surge, just getting down every single one of ACU's team.
All right.
So we are about to move on and get over to the second map on Oasis. So based off of that first map, like, what do you think ACU needs to change up to better this next map?
So Becker College, um, definitely. Uh, I- Personally, I feel like they have a lot more cooperation right now, and they are using their ultimates effectively and efficiently. So ACU just needs to kind of get to their level and be that team as well. Um, I'm sure that that sort of pick with the Bastion at the beginning kind of threw ACU off a little bit there.
Definitely.
They were not expecting that, I don't think, just because it's a valid strategy, but not a lot of teams actually use it.
Yeah, most
Uh,
people, I feel like most people just hate Bastion in general. And the higher you get in the rankings and stuff, it's not nearly
yeah,
as viable to run
yeah,
a Bastion as it is some other things. So.
certainly. So I think ACU just needs to sort of just keep playing what they are, just kind of communicate a bit more efficiently there, and they should be fine. Um, just I mean, anything's possible with Becker College.
Yeah,
They are,
it's a completely different game from what we saw earlier tonight, and I think ACU had some really good plays earlier tonight with their ult usage and everything, and I think if they can just channel that into these games and not let the skill difference throw them off so much, and not let hopefully we don't see another cheese comp like that
yeah.
throws them off. So
I mean,
uh,
it's a nice change from seeing goats all the
oh,
time.
definitely,
But I mean, we'll see.
yeah.
Also, AR,
Looks like we're just about ready to get underway here on Oasis.
yes. ART16C. Thank you. I really like this shirt as well. Sorry, I didn't say anything last game. I didn't see the comment
All
until just
right,
now.
here we go. Looks like we're about to hop in here, and let's see which one we are on. Like this is City Center, maybe,
This
or
might.
is this
I
University?
think this is university.
Yeah,
Yeah,
this
there's
is University.
the big
All right, so we
mass
see
ball.
Mr. Bob Sparks on that Genji, as well as Daddy on the Brigitte. Then we have Cold Caliber on the Lucio, as well as Flinch of Light on the Mercy, and then we have Lindis as the Winston, and Paco de Taco pulling out that Diva
So
again.
it looks like they're going a dive comp, but with 3 healers, of course, with
Three
Brigitte.
healers. They'll
Brigitte.
definitely be using Brigitte more
Yeah.
as a offensive healer, which
Yeah,
I'm not a huge fan of that, but
it's a valid strategy.
it is a valid strategy. For
Oh, Paco de Taco gets hooked and
just getting
gets-
shredded up
Yeah.
in there.
So that's not something you want to see. But Brigitte is here to save the day, healing her team while doing damage. Unfortunately, she gets taken out pretty early on. Becker College does a really good job of just focusing on that Brigitte, knowing that she's a huge annoyance.
Yeah, and it looks like we're actually seeing Goats Comp come out here from Becker College with
Yes.
the Roadhog. Oh, and we see this blade come out here from Mr. Bob
Already?
Sparks.
Wow.
That was such a fast blade. And he does manage to pick up the Zarya in that.
Unfortunately, ACU's lost 2 of their healers already, and
But they
Mr.
are
Bob
still
Sparks.
putting up a good fight
Yeah.
on this point.
So I mean, see an Ash doing some fire damage there, and
Bob Sparks does go
Yeah.
down. Lindis does take out the Reinhardt, although he gets taken out shortly after by the Lucio.
unfortunately, Goats Conf right now is just a little too strong for ACU to really handle right now. So they have to regroup and try it again. Ash, of course, doing some fire damage. It looks like Paco might actually end up switching to something else.
Might
Lindis
switch
comes
over to that Zarya maybe. Daddy does go down from an Ash Dynamite, but gets rezzed by Flinch of Light
Oof.
there.
Yeah, you don't want to use reses too early like that before the fight even begins. But they're regrouping. So let's see if...
Like we do see that Zarya come out now from Paco to Taco. That's
Yeah.
gonna help a whole lot, getting them just pushed in there more.
Unfortunately,
That whole hog coming out from the enemy Roadhog. Lindis pops. Sound barrier is also off.
unfortunately, their ACU is playing without a Brigitte. She got taken out pretty early on. But they're able to take out the Roadhog as well as the Ash. So ACU is a bit of an advantage right now. They have the
Like
player
Lindis
advantage.
is just going on this Lucio, just trying to get him down. He is so low. Can Lindis do it?
I don't think he can. But they are able to take out the Reinhardt, and Cole Calibur gets revived, as well as that Zarya gets taken out by Paco de Taco, and Daddy's able to take out the Lucio.
It looks like ACU does come out on top of that team fight, and
Yes.
they managed to cap the point.
So Becker College has about 60% on the point already, so ACU really needs to keep control of this of this point at this point. Of this point at this point. But Paco de Taco, you can see how much charge he has there. He's almost fully charged. Huge Graviton Surge right now. I think that might be enough to take out.
Maybe 4.
Oh, he gets out. He gets 2. He gets 3. He gets 4. There you have it. And
they're just pushing these guys back into spawn.
Mr. Bob Sparks runs in there trying to take people out, but unfortunately can't do the damage. Oh, Roadhog tries to take out Paco de Taco. Unfortunately, does not succeed, and
ACU's going to have to regroup back here, but that's a good regroup. They don't want to overextend too much, as most of those respawns have happened.
Certainly. Paco de Taco gets poked, but doesn't get taken out, and he gets fully charged.
You see that surge come in from the enemy Zarya there, as well as the whole hog. They are just popping every ult that they can.
Every ult. You see Bob there as well from Becker College, but ACU still...
Mr. Bob Sparks gets that blade off on the Ash.
Yeah, Linda's still alive, unfortunately.
Zarya falls, as well as the Roadhog.
Yeah.
Mr. Bob Sparks does get taken down by a Reinhardt charge.
But a noble sacrifice, and he gets revived for his efforts.
And that's yet another team fight that ACU's just held out on.
ACU is currently in the lead of percentage.
I think the only ult that they had to use there too was that blade coming out from
They use the sound barrier for the Zarya Graviton Surge. Oh, but you see the Graviton Surge.
Yet another surge come out from Pocket of Taco. That is
4,
just
5.
beautiful. 5 people down.
Oh man, can they get the final person? Unfortunately,
he manages to get back just in
Fortunately, he gets
time.
back. ACU kind of overextending a bit, but
They do have the ability to do that right now, as they just have to hold it for 4 more %. Did you see that Primal Rage come out?
Lindis is able to take out.
He gets stunned. 2 of them are on point though.
But ACU is currently at the advantage with all of their...
We see the Flinch of Light here just battle mercying. He doesn't even care to heal his team.
ACU is able to secure that first map, so ACU goes on.
It's a great turnaround from Junkertown there. I think this map definitely is a lot tighter on the comps that you can see and everything. So there's less surprises, and ACU just overall did better on that. There was a lot of team fights there that Becker College was going in and popping 2, 3 ults, and ACU only had to pop maybe 1, maybe 2 just to keep their team alive, and then 1 damage ult to just get in there and kill all of them. So
it looks like Wildcats are gonna stick with this comp that seems to be working just fine. Is this City?
This is City Center
City
here.
Center?
So the one with the jump pads.
All right, I don't think ACU will really need to take advantage of that. I mean, their composition is more dive goats more than anything else. But I mean,
Looks like Mr. Bob Sparks is just, gonna take it anyway. Might as well.
Might as well. It looks like they're gonna try to take the high ground here. Valid strategy. I think that there's a Far Mercy combo there. Mr. Bob Sparks is just in the middle, just trying to do some stuff. Yeah, there is a. They do have a Far
Trying
Mercy
to get
combo.
that flank around. He is just wrecking havoc on that Far as he manages to take her down.
Unfortunately, Nope takes out Lindis, and
Mercy
Daddy
does
falls
get
as well.
That res on that Pharah.
Bitch of Flight does get the res on the Brigitte though, so that'll definitely help ACU here in this fight.
Mr. Bob Sparks already at 89% on his ult. He is just getting that ult as fast as possible.
Unfortunately, everyone from ACU is dying, but he's gonna pop that
gonna
ult
pop
anyway,
anyways, and he does go down.
He gets punished for that. Kind of overextending there. He doesn't have his team to back him up. and Becker College is going to take the point first.
Becker College is definitely trying to counter this tanks that ACU's running.
Oh my
Oh,
goodness!
that BM from Lindis
Lindis.
nearly got him
Lindis
killed.
almost gets punished from that taunt, but luckily he able to survive that. So looks like the ACU is regrouped. Pakuta Taco and Lindis are in the front, just trying to soak up damage.
They might have to swap off this Winston if they're not careful, because Becker College is running a nice tank cluster into
goodness.
it. That barrage managed to pick off 3 of them. The Flinch of Light does res Daddy, who's now playing McCree.
And is now taken out as well. Mr. Bob Sparks falls as well. So it looks like Lindis and Fitch of Flight are the only 2 alive. They have to regroup. I don't think this Winston's really working, especially with that Farah, who's just destroying that shield.
With the Farah and having the Reaper as well.
Yeah.
That's just not a good combo to run a Winston into at all.
But,
and it looks like Becker College is kind of trying to do the same thing that ACU did to them on this last point.
Oh, they're able to get Mr. Bob Sparks with that fire strike from the enemy Reinhardt, but Fitch of Flight revives them, and Cold Caliber and Fitch of
And
Flight.
Limey gets another fire strike double kill on both of ACU's healers. That is just devastating.
ACU's not a good spot. They need to regroup. They need to swap things out. Mr. Bob Sparks has switched into that soldier, but fortunately not working. And there you see Linda switch out to that Reinhardt. Hopefully he can provide a more consistent shield for his team. He kind of gets in the front ground, or in the front line, to just soak up as much damage as possible and hopefully get his team on that point. They need to capture it. Of course, that Farah. Oh,
did you see this grab come out?
He pins that
Reinhardt. Reinhardt is down thanks to Mr. Bob Sparks. Coalescence coming out. The
then
enemy
he takes
grab.
out that Reaper as well. And ACU is in a really good position right now. They have the player advantage.
But this again,
that Farah,
not knowing what a shield is.
Yeah, they are able to take out that Zarya as well, and that Moira falls. So they are in overtime, but ACU is able to take the point. So it's a good switch by ACU, being able to soak up more damage from that Farah, and split her off from that Mercy, who's just damage boosting her and keeping her alive.
Lindis, being one of the most aggressive Reinhardts, is just able to just constantly push in, and at least his team knows he's going to be aggressive. He's going to go in there, and they're going to push with him regardless of what happens.
Yeah. We see Moira is just trying to throw in some orbs in there to do some damage. See if they can hopefully get a quick pick here from one of the tanks. Looks like that
Reinhardt is so low.
Lindis does have his Earth Shatter. He uses it.
Does get the Shatter down.
They are able to take out that Zarya, but Lindis is able to also take out the Reinhardt. Cold Caliber does fall in the background, but they might be able to take out the Lucy. They do, and they also take out the Farah as well as the Soldier 76. So ACU
and
wins.
That Coalescence came in at the perfect time there for Flinch of Light, just able to keep that team alive while Lindis again just drops that shield, goes in, swinging his hammer. And Mr. Bob Sparks also able to just pick up anything that he's not able to fully kill.
And Pakuta Taco doing an excellent job of keeping Lindis alive as well with that shield, his Zarya shield. He's you can tell that they've definitely practiced a lot to ensure that this comp works. Mr. Bob Sparks has the high ground here, but is forced to take the low ground.
Looks like Becker College is trying to just control that high ground as best as possible. They probably got a Shatter up. They probably have the Barrage back up. So ACU's just gonna have to watch out hard for those. Lindis' shield is just
huge Graviton Surge is able to pin the Moira and take her out.
It was a beautiful pin. They get the
and I think that's a team kill.
A team kill.
It's almost a team kill. That Mercy's the last one.
She does manage to pick off Daddy.
And unfortunately, with her flying capabilities, it seems that they aren't able to pick her off. But I think that is enough
Mr. Bob
for.
Sparks does manage to pick the Soldier.
That Mercy made it to the point, unfortunately, and is able to set up the the overtime, but
Cold Caliber here just having a nice little support battle.
She gets taken out, overtime goes down. Oh my goodness, ACU's team is not looking too good. There's a Graviton Surge, but ACU is able to come on top of that. I think Soldier's the last one.
You see that High Noon come out to pick off at the very last second as well.
What a very close match.
That was a beautiful, beautiful round there from ACU.
ACU played really well. That last push from Becker College, a little scary there. D-Dubs, it looks like, I think he got to play the game last time as well.
Yes.
He's a really good fire player. This is that Barrage that took out like 3 of the ACU's team. And then
See Mr. Bob Sparks just dash up there. And he actually gets saved by the Roadhog there
Yeah.
by getting hooked back down. So
Yeah.
that's kind of interesting. But yeah, I think ACU definitely pulled it out there. They definitely got their composure back. Were able to move on from that loss and know kind of what to expect
Yeah.
in this match.
And
So
we get to see a match
yeah,
3. So
we get to
that's
see the third match, which is going to be on Volskaya
all
Industries.
right.
So
All right.
that's going to be an interesting one too.
Um, so both
I don't know what to expect,
yeah,
honestly.
both teams seem very equally matched. They have really good team compositions. They have really good cooperation. Um, and they're communicating really well, especially when it comes to ults and when
Yeah,
to use them and team them up together. But I mean, at this point, it's anyone's game. It's
it
whoever
really is.
brings.
Yeah, whoever wins this wins the series, and uh, I mean, I don't know how Becker College's first games went, but they went to 3 maps, so they're probably feeling a little fatigued right now,
Yeah.
and ACU hasn't. So we've got 1 game less for us. Now, taking they've probably played a lot more during our break time that we had, but Becker College has to be feeling some fatigue here as
Yeah.
we're getting pretty close here to hopping into this map. But I think I'm definitely looking forward to seeing maybe some more Genji. They're going to need some really hard hit scan
Yeah.
because that pharmacy combo coming out from Becker College is really, really
Yeah,
solid.
and especially on that second point, if you're able to capture that first point when attacking, that second point is so hard to push on just because the
Yes.
spawn is so close for the defending team.
All
Um,
right, here we go.
so it looks like ACU will be defending first, and
Like we'll see the Brigida come out from
yeah,
Cold Caliber. We have not seen that tonight. Flinch of Light is on that Mercy. We have the Reinhardt Zarya combo, the tried and true combo, as I like to call it here. We see Mr. Bob Sparks on Hanzo, and I'm not quite sure what Daddy is going to be playing yet.
all right. So it looks like since Mr. Bob Sparks is on the Hanzo, I would imagine
Looks like we have
yeah.
Daddy on that Junkrat.
Yeah, so it looks like they're gonna use Brigitte to also have some consistent damage, and just another force to be reckoned with there. Daddy setting up his trap here, and then putting a little mine, a little surprise for whoever decides to walk around that corner. Um, but we can kind of see their comp right now. They have a Diva, Reinhardt. I think they're kind of probably going dive. Um, but yeah, let's see.
They're just going to push in hard
Yeah.
left, just not even care. They got in there incredibly fast thanks to that Lucio.
Yeah.
They're just pushing straight
Yeah,
around.
they're going all the way around, which is a good strategy. They're trying to get the high ground there. It looks like Mr. Bob Stark's able to take out the Lucio, and Daddy's able to take out the Moira. And
Daddy also gets that Zarya out.
wow. So
Cold Caliber does go down from the Reinhardt.
everyone's
Lindis
just trading
manages
picks
to
right now.
revenge.
Oh man, looks like ACU is able to successfully survive
That's
that
almost
though.
an entire team wipe
Yeah.
there.
Um, but so it was a really good first push by Becker College. They got really far,
Yeah.
and you can tell that they mean business right now. They're not just here to fool around. They're
Like we're going to have the Shatter up here pretty soon,
Yeah.
as well as Dragons coming up.
oh,
And we should be pretty close to a Graviton Surge as well. We do
Oh,
see that Shatter come out.
He gets
Gets
the
almost
pins.
all of them there. He pins that Brigida.
That's a
though.
huge
He
pick.
gets pinned himself.
Oh,
he does fall.
Yeah, Daddy comes with the
Junkrat tire and
Oh.
manages to pick off just the Zarya there.
Yeah.
Dragons from Mr. Bob Spark do not pick up anything.
Cold Caliber just doing some damage, healing his team, and being kept alive by the Zarya.
Mr. Bob Sparks manages to pick off the enemy Reinhardt.
And
This
Moira
is
falls,
gonna be
Diva
another good
falls
hold.
as well. So ACU doing a really good job spacing out the team, breaking them up. They're trying to group right now, but ACU is separating them and taking them out one by one, which is a really good strategy.
Like ACU is going to be down on ults here though. I believe they still have Surge up. They're about to have Rally.
Yeah.
So they'll have some support ults, some CC ults, but they don't have any damage ults for this next engage. So it's going to rely solely on the skill of our DPS here. in order to
Coalescence.
keep
Oh, they managed to take out the enemy Brigade, and mean that Rally's keeping the team alive right now. A huge pin from the enemy team and a huge Earth Shatter.
That Shatter gets nobody
Yeah.
in it. Mr. Bob Sparks gets the headshot there on the Zarya.
Oh,
And Pocket to Taco at such a high charge, just completely destroying
the tank.
all these
Nah,
squishies.
Zarya is definitely DPS, especially with that high amount of
Oh, yeah.
energy.
When you get
charge.
to that point of Zarya, you just go in, you throw your personal on.
You see there, Pakuratako has his Graviton Surge, and Mr. Bob Sparks does have his Dragons. So
Looks like we're about 50% on the Junkrat tire as well.
oh man, this
We'll
is
probably see some sort of Surge Dragons
yeah.
here.
There you have it.
There
See
it
if they
is.
can wipe out the team here.
Managed to
They're
get
able to
one.
take out the Lucio, which is a good pick,
2 after the
and the
fact.
Zarya, as well as I assume
The Diva mech does go down. Reinhardt falls as well.
Yep.
Lindis manages to take out the baby Diva.
and
ACU is just holding this
yeah,
point.
Mr. Bob
perfectly.
Sparks is trying to get some cheeky picks on this Far Mercy combo.
He's just waiting.
Yeah, but ACU, I mean, Becker College has 1 minute left, so that's probably about 2 pushes if they fail to get this one. Lintus almost has his Earth Shatter ready, which is going to be huge if he can.
Looked like Mr. Bob Sparks was around 60% too on his Dragons again.
Wow,
So
he's really building those discharges. Oh, huge Graviton Surge by Becker College. I don't think it's enough.
you see Lindis just charging in there, just trying to keep his team alive while they're stuck inside of that.
ACU.
You see the Junkrat tire come out here. He manages to pick off that far, which was a beautiful pick, though he does go down himself,
Yeah.
I believe.
It looks like ACU might. Oh, you see Mr. Bob
See
Sparks
Dragons
just
come out just
yeah.
for some CC there.
Can he get that Zarya? He does not manage
Zarya
to
does
get Zarya.
manage to get pocketed. Like we have just our DPS.
Oh,
they do get
huge Earth
damage.
Shatter by Becker College that takes out both the Diva and the Junkrat, and Mr. Bob Sparks falls on
And
that
ACU
Hanzo.
is going to have to just regroup on this.
Yeah.
Being down both of their DPS and one support, that is
But,
not going to happen. Although they wasted every single second of that push for Becker
yes.
College.
So that is definitely what you want to see if you're forced to get to the second point here. And Lindis does have his Earth Shatter, so that's you can see some huge plays here if he can time that correctly. But the enemy team they're splitting up, but they're kind of also sticking together. Mr. Bob Sparks falls from that enemy.
It gets 2 pins. They just get that Reinhardt down, but though that barrage comes in and picks off 2 of ACU.
They're just trading players right now, but ACU.
Does look like ACU might come out on top here.
They don't. It seems that just that Reinhardt on point is just causing a lot of trouble. Pitch of Fly is just staying on this
Dueling
point.
Mercy ults. Just Pitch of Light might.
Fortunately,
try to
a Brigitte on the point is something you kind of want to see sometimes. They managed to take out the Reinhardt and
Dragons coming from spawn by Mr. Bob Sparks.
Huge
manages to
plays.
clear them out and pick off the retreating Mercy.
What an amazing play. That was really smart by Mr. Bob Sparks.
Beautiful, just clearing them off that point so that they don't get that full tick.
Yeah, and ACU is surviving. They weren't thriving, but they are now. So we'll see what ACU decides to do here. I think they're
It's
just
surprising that Becker College is still keeping with that Pharah, just because she's gotten a good barrage off, but that's about it.
Yeah.
Although
So-
we'll see. Does not look like they actually kept it.
Yeah.
Like they swapped over to
looks
a
like
Soldier Genji.
they're oh, huge Graviton Surge. I don't think it's
Lindis just goes in.
Oh,
He does have his shatter again. He pops it.
he's
only
able to get
gets one.
the Zarya. Oh, the enemy
He
right
gets
heart.
pinned himself and goes down.
Unfortunately, ACU's they're dropping like flies right now.
Do you see this Junkrat just kind of?
Yeah, and I
sitting
think
off in the
that's
weeds,
I think
but-
that's it for ACU. Unless Lindis can
Lindis
get
might
in
be
there.
able to get in there and hold it just long enough for Daddy maybe.
Oh,
but he
man.
gets pinned.
It's bent, and I think
That's going to be the first round here.
man.
ACU did a beautiful job of holding this first area, and I mean they just got to do it faster.
Yeah,
So.
I mean, so let's see how much time Becker College will end up with. Looks like
Up with
2 minutes. So if ACU can successfully get the first point in a faster time, I mean, that puts them at an advantage for that second point. And then if they can get it faster there, it gives them more time and more opportunity to get more points as the round proceeds. So ACU's turn to push. What do you expect to see? Maybe some Symmetra cheese?
Yeah, from Becker College, I definitely expect to see some sort of cheese. Maybe having the May wall to just kind of filter which area ACU has to push through.
Okay.
I fully expect ACU to kind of go with some sort of just full-out dive, just trying to cap that point as fast as possible, which Becker could very easily counter with some tank busters as a May or a Reaper. And we do see here that they are going dive. They have the Diva, they have the Winston, they have the Moira and the Lucio. Not quite sure on DPS yet. It looks like Daddy is going to be playing that Hanzo, Mr. Bob Sparks on the Genji. So they are going full dive. If Becker has any sort of tank busters, they're going to have a hard time getting in there.
Yeah.
But if AC can do this faster, then it's going to be just a nice, easy win here.
Yeah, certainly. So we'll definitely see what Becker College decides to throw at ACU here um, in response to this. But we'll in 5 seconds we'll find out. All right, Daddy. I mean,
We haven't seen much Hanzo from Daddy,
yeah.
but who knows? Maybe he's got what it takes to be a good good Hanzo here. In fact, they do have the Zarya Rein as well as a Zenyatta.
Oh,
Daddy
man.
manages to pick off that Zarya with the Storm Arrow.
And they are fighting on point already. Wow!
4 down.
4 down already for Becker. That's 5 down, and that is
Both
a
tanks,
team
both
kill,
DPS,
ladies and gentlemen.
that is everybody down. And ACU's going to take this first point.
It took them maybe 10 seconds to get on the point and wipe out the entire Becker College team. So AC,
everything that I expected Becker to do, they didn't do.
Yeah. So
they were running, I believe it was a Soldier and Hanzo as their DPS. So I fully expect them to change something up here because they need to hold this point and hold this point for 7 whole minutes.
So yeah, Mr. Bob Sparks just at the top there trying to see if he can do some little cheeky damage there, just annoy the enemy team. Pocket of Tacos at the bottom. Right behind him is Moira as well as Daddy on that Hanzo. Looks like they're just pushing in. They're going straight for that McCree.
They get the McCree down. They do have the Reaper now, so that is just going to be hell for our tanks to deal with. Looks like Paco does get demeched here and goes down.
But it looks like ACU is kind of...
Dragons coming in straight towards spawn, and ACU is going to have some good control here.
Pitch of Flight, just you see the amount of damage that Moira can output right there. ACU has the first tick. They're about to get the second one.
Second tick, it's just a Brigida and a Reaper here on point.
Oh, and Daddy's able to take out that Moira.
With the Sonic Arrow, the biggest BM ever.
Pitch of Flight almost has his coalescence. He
Bob
goes
Sparks
ahead and
popping off with that blade too.
Oh, what a beautiful use of that sound barrier, and
Looks
ACU...
like ACU is going to be able to cap this point here with a astounding, I believe that was about 5 minutes, 5 or 6 minutes of time left.
That is amazing, honestly. No,
6 minutes and 1 second remaining.
Wow.
This is going to be incredibly hard for Becker College to push all the way in.
I mean, it has been done before, and Becker College has shown that they have, the team comps and the knowledge to do good on this map. But if they play like they did in that first round, that won't be enough. Honestly, ACU.
They need to do better than what ACU did on that push. Looks like we'll see the Rein Zarya coming back out here, as well as the Lucio, and I believe that was a Moira as well. No, Brigida coming out from Daddy.
Okay.
Bunch of light on the Moira.
So it looks like they're going three healers, two tanks, and then Mr.
a
Bob
Widowmaker.
Yeah. All right.
So changing up the comp a little bit.
Yeah.
If Becker College does the same thing that they did before by pushing that hard left area, it's going to be pretty hard for Mr. Bob Sparks to get any sight lines on them.
Yeah.
And that worked pretty well for them. They got in there nice, fast, and were able to push out some good damage. But I mean, ACU was able to hold it better. But
all right,
we'll see what happens here.
See if they decide to go a bit more of a cheesy strategy. Maybe some.
Not quite sure what Lindis is trying to do here.
Yeah, I'm not quite sure either. So it looks like they're going a kind of dive comp as well.
Like they have the monkey as well as
You
Diva.
see Daddy position there.
Daddy is just waiting. He does manage to get that stun.
Oh, huge pin on that Mercy.
And a lot of damage dished out here.
The Moira's
down as well.
That Diva is DMAC and down. Mr. Bob Sparks does fall, but Finch of Flight is able to take out that Hanzo, and that Winston also falls in 30
Winston
seconds.
Does not quite fall. There we go. Now he is falling.
He gets staggered, and Daddy is able to take out that Genji as well.
So 30 seconds, that's
30
practically a team wipe again.
Yeah, and they're staggered, so I mean they have to wait even longer to regroup. But
probably get another push in here in a second. Daddy is still just waiting. Mr. Bob Sparks switch over to that Reaper.
Yeah, good
knows
swap.
That he's not getting very many picks.
Good swap, especially with those tanks. Pocket Taco's just trying to dish in some damage. Is that an Earth Shatter? It doesn't quite connect, but
it does not matter. Mr. Bob Sparks manages to get that DMAC. Pocket Taco at huge charge here.
They're just dishing out damage right now. That Diva
falls,
falls, that Winston falls, that Mercy falls. So does the Hanzo. ACU is just pushing Becker College back.
They almost get that team wipe yet again. They get
but-
so close to those,
Yeah.
but there's always one that they have to force back in there.
Yeah,
Which
ACU.
honestly, I kind of think that's actually even better for them. They're still forcing somebody to go all the way back to spawn.
Paco de Taco with that Graviton Surge, and our Brigitte has Rally as well. Finch of Flight with the Coalescence as well. ACU in a really good position if they can time these ults right. Oh,
Like she is going to pop that Coalescence right into the Surge.
You sound barrier, but that's not enough to save the Winston or the Moira.
Looks like about an even trade there.
Wow, ACU is able to take out 5 of the team, 4.
Meanwhile, Moira is holding down that point as
Lindis
best
is
as
the
she
only
can.
one on the point right now.
There's
but
only
it gets,
half a second.
it
We
looks
are
like
now in overtime, and I do not think that Becker College is going to be
they
able to
don't.
get on it.
So ACU is able to successfully defend this first point.
Things are looking really good now.
I mean-
ACU has 6 minutes to push 1 tick.
Yeah, honestly. So that is not looking too good for Becker College, especially if ACU continues to play as they have been. But even if they can't make the first or second push, they still have 6 minutes
Oh yeah.
to cap not even the entire point. They just need that first tick, a third of the point. That's all they need, and ACU will
If they
win.
do the same thing that they did before, I mean, it took them 10 seconds that first time, so
Yeah. So
we'll see
looks
what
like
happens.
Lindis is on the Reinhardt, of course.
just already ready. His
Yeah.
team's not even there yet.
He's like,
They missed the bus,
yeah.
but he's there.
He's
He's just gonna dance.
do a little dance right now. Paco de Taco on that Zarya. That's a tried and true combo.
Yeah.
There you have it.
See,
Cold
Caliber
Caliber on
the
Zenyatta, Finch of
Flight.
Flight on Ana. We have, is that Mr. Bob Sparks on Genji?
Yes, it is.
And what is that
And
last DPS?
Daddy is on the Hanzo
All
again.
right. All right.
There are a
so,
lot of potentials here to have those nano boosts go out. They can nano this Ryan, and Lindis is just gonna do his thing. He's just gonna keep on swinging away.
Yeah.
And they're gonna do fine with that. He can nano the I am now blanking. The Genji.
Yeah.
You can nano that Genji, get a nano blade out there, and that's also just going to be completely
so let's see what
devastating.
Becker College decides to throw at ACU.
Looks like there's not any cheese here. They
No, they got a
do
May.
have that May.
They got the May. They got Lindis
Lindis
trapped in
is
there.
trapped. He cannot move at all. That is one of the worst spots to get stuck
Mr. Bob
on.
Sparks gets in the middle of all that. Lindis is able to take out that not Hanzo, Lucio.
down.
That Reinhardt's down. And
Lindis
that
does
May is
golf,
also down.
go down from
Oh,
that
that
Ash
Ash
there.
falls, and so does that Zarya, and it looks like ACU will be able to get this
Is gonna
first
take this.
point with relative
With
ease.
30 seconds on their push. Not even 30. It was about 25 seconds on the push. ACU manages
I think
to
it was
take
closer
this.
to 40 there.
Yeah.
But
They
I mean,
take that second round there.
wow.
They take their second match, and that is going to be a win for ACU.
Yeah, Mr. Bob Sparks play the game with that Reaper. Let's see what he decides to do. Oh, and it's this.
This beautiful surge with the coalescence,
Yeah.
and he's just able to pick up everything.
Takes out that Diva as well. Yeah, that massive amounts of damage from that Reaper. It was a really good decision
Yeah.
to swap out from
The Widowmaker.
Widowmaker to
The Widowmaker
that.
was a good pick at first. I think he was definitely expecting to see maybe that pharmacy combo
Yeah.
again, or maybe just somebody that was going to be an easy pick, some squishy out there that's going to be easy for him to pick off. But hey, in the end, ACU wins it 2-1.
Yeah.
And we go 2-0 for the night,
Yeah.
which is great. It's a great way to end out the preseason. This was our last game for the preseason.
Yeah.
So I'm not quite sure what our record is. I think we're positive, but that's just hopeful thinking. So
I think we'll have some interviews here.
yeah, we'll be back in a little bit with some interviews. We'll see who wants to interview. I'm sure they're all hyped up in
Yeah.
there. They're all having a good night.
Yeah.
So don't go anywhere. We'll be back with some interviews, and yeah, it's been fun. All right, we are back. I'm here with Cold Caliber, who has stepped in as the, I guess, secondary healer role, kind of main
Yeah,
healer. You played pretty much every healer tonight, so
um, kind of. I played a lot of the secondary healers,
right,
so in Overwatch, there's like healers that it's like their primary goal, and then there's healers who do some healing, but they also do other things.
right.
So it was mostly like
Yeah,
Brig,
I wasn't sure if
Lucio.
you were fully subbing in as that secondary healer
Yeah,
solely, or if you were kind of swapping in and out with Flinch of Light there. But yeah, I mean, we saw a little bit of everything from you tonight. Definitely saw a lot of Lucio. You have
yeah.
some really good
They
Lucio
have me on a
play.
lot of Lucio.
So I guess my favorite question to ask for a healer is what is your favorite healer that you're just like go to like anytime you're just like, all right, I need a heal and I need to make sure that I am competing with whoever the other healer is for that gold healing. And how often is it just like, all right, am I getting that gold? Is he getting that gold? Like,
So my favorite healer to heal with
yeah.
is probably Moira. I like her because she could do both a lot of healing or she could do damage. I mean, she doesn't do a lot of damage, but she could be annoying.
Oh yeah,
But
definitely.
yeah, but she outputs a lot of healing, and I just love just warping around with her. And so my go-to for healing is Moira.
Okay. So, how often, at least, I know you've played with the team a little bit, so this wasn't your first time. So, out of the times that you have played, how many times do you find yourself just like, all right, how much healing am I doing versus, like, say, if Bunch of Light's playing like Mercy or
Oh, all the
something?
time. We always compare healing
Yeah.
because me and Finch are good friends, and we both are like main supports, so I'm always just like checking my healing, being like, am I gold? Am I silver? Is he doing better than me?
Yeah.
And it'll just be so satisfying when I'm like Lucio and I'm doing a lot of healing and he's Mercy and it's very concentrated and I just see that I have more healing than him. I'm just
Oh yeah.
like,
Like,
yeah,
suck
there
it.
we go.
I'm better than you.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, uh, out of all of the games that y'all played tonight, so you had 5 maps total.
Yeah.
Uh, which one do you feel was the hardest one for you to keep going with the same kind of composition? So, you didn't do a whole lot of like switching up your comp a lot. So, like I said, you played Lucio the majority of the time. So, was there any moment that you were just like, I don't know if this is working? Like, do I need to switch? But
There
you're still
was
keeping that healing going.
a moment. I can't think of the map. Um, it's the one we lost at. I am still frazzled by all of it. There's one map that we lost on,
The Junkertown. Yeah.
Junkertown. I kept on thinking that it wasn't working, but we were doing it anyway. We obviously lost that game, so there was something that was wrong.
Right.
But usually, I'm new to the team, so I just go with what they tell me
Right.
because they're all
You
obviously
kind of
experienced.
have
But
to do that when you're the
yeah,
odd one out. It's kind of hard to just be like I need to change and have them trust you on that kind of thing. So
yeah, there's a lot of times I didn't think Lucio was working out, but I stuck with it anyway. And sometimes it worked out well, but sometimes we ended up losing what we needed to.
yeah, I mean you gotta take those fights as they come.
Yeah,
I know that kind of stepping into those shoes as a healer when you've have limited playtime with the
yeah,
team, it sometimes can kind of feel like you're just solo queuing in with a 5 stack. You're like, ah, I'll just play what I know and go with it. But I think y'all definitely had some good compositions tonight. You
yeah.
definitely did a great job hopping in. I mean,
Thank you.
y'all went, you know, 5 out of 5 matches, y'all won 4 of them, so it was really good healing from you. And
Yeah.
so guess just one final question for you would be between you and Daddy, who's the better Lucio?
Oh boy, I'm not a Lucio main. They just had me on Lucio. I I haven't seen him play Lucio that much, but if he's a Lucio main, then I'd probably say him. I mean, I'm good on Lucio. I've
Right.
played Lucio a lot, but he's not my go-to healer. My favorite healer is Zen.
Still Zen.
So,
Okay.
yeah.
And we actually didn't see much Zen from you tonight
No,
then.
I was
That's
just there was one time where he was like, where Bobby, who's
mhm.
coaching us, he's like, all right, we want Zen Mercy, and I was just like, thank goodness.
The one time you get to play your main.
Yeah, it's just there's a lot of better comps that don't have Zen in it.
Exactly, yeah.
Yeah, this is just disappointing, but
Yeah.
I've been Zen since day one,
Oh
so
heck
he's my
yeah.
favorite.
I love playing Zen, so Zen's Actually, probably one of my go-to healers still on
Yeah, it's
team.
because you're
So
healing, but also at the same time you feel like you're doing a lot of
it
damage.
really does. Like you can throw those discords on people and
Oh yeah.
you can just melt them. So, anyways, thanks again for hanging
Thanks
out
for having
and
me. Yeah.
answering some questions. And you did a great job. The whole team did a great job. So
Thank you.
yeah, don't go anywhere. We will be right back with another interview. We're going to see Daddy back on here again and talk about how his DPS debut was. So don't go anywhere. All right, we are back with Daddy, who,
What's up, dude?
you know, typically you're seeing him in the back line, kind of not really in the fray a whole lot, but tonight that was different. We got to see you up
Definitely.
front. We got to see you play some Reaper. We got to see some
Yeah.
Hanzo out of you.
Some
Like some
Junkrat.
Junkrat,
Um,
some McCree. We
oh
saw a little
yeah.
bit of everything, I
Really,
think.
yeah, it really was, honestly.
Yeah. I know, talking to Mr. Bob Sparks before y'all started and everything, he was really stoked to see some hit scan from you tonight. And I mean,
Yeah.
there wasn't a whole lot of need for it. They had that pharmacy on that second set of games, but
Yeah.
there wasn't a whole lot of need for that as he was kind of taking your spotlight there as hit scan.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
hey, your Junkrat was
Widow.
great.
Well, thank you. Thank you.
So
Yeah.
I guess I asked you the question with healers. So out of all of those different
Oh man.
DPS,
Okay.
what's your favorite, man? You,
Um, dude.
it's a hard choice. There's a lot more of them.
I want to say Hanzo. I would say Hanzo.
All right,
I'd say like Hanzo, McCree, um, and then Junkrat. Uh,
that's not a bad tier list. So
Yeah, so that's my position right now. I mean, hopefully, like if I get more practice with Widow, if I get more practice with like May, um,
yeah, that's something that I was honestly hoping to see
yeah,
on Volskaya. Is I was hoping to kind of see maybe that Hanzo May or not Widow Reaper May coming out from y'all.
yeah,
I
from
just
the OP Live,
yeah, doing
yeah,
that kind of thing again. But I love seeing Maze on Volskaya. It's just a good place for her to just lock down, kind of
oh,
force the team
definitely,
where you want to go. So,
yeah.
but you had some great tires coming out as Junkrat on
Oh,
Volskaya
thank
there.
you, yeah. No, it was like a grab or a hammer down, communicated with each other, press Q, let it rip.
Yeah,
So
there you go. So you know, debut as DPS.
yeah,
How do you feel about it?
I feel, you know, coming in, I was super nervous. 'Cause David
And
said something about DPS, and he was like, "All right, like work on your DPS this week." And so every free time I got, I really um, went on. I tried to do different strats in game, quick play, custom matches, working
right,
on aim, and I really think that helped a lot. So, if that's what I can do like in a week or so, if I invest more time, I'm excited to see,
where
you
that
know,
growth could come, yeah.
yeah, and where like what characters I can play. Um, I'm really excited for that. So,
I mean, you had some big shoes to fill tonight with Seeds not being able
definitely,
to play tonight,
definitely.
but I I think it went well. I mean,
Yeah.
you definitely were competing with Mr. Bob Sparks that entire set of games there.
Yeah.
So I mean, yeah, with all that being said, like I know it's kind of hard to have like that kind of internal competition like you have with healers all the time.
Yeah.
So with DPS, it's basically you either do your job or you don't.
Yeah. No,
And
definitely.
y'all definitely did your job tonight. And I mean, big props to Lindus out there for creating that
Oh,
space
yeah.
for y'all to get those final blows on everybody and to just be able to get that space for your ults coming out and everything. So
Oh, definitely. Our tanks were amazing, and I don't know. It's very odd because when you are a healer, you press tab, see who gets gold healing or whatever. I guess for DPS, it is kind of the same as seeing can output the most damage,
right,
but it was weird, like looking for play of the game and actually having a chance to be play of the game.
right. It's
It's
different.
it's totally different from healers because
Yeah.
it's like you never expect to get play of the game.
No, when you get play the game as healer, you're like, wait, what did I do?
Yeah, it was like what
Like,
I don't that doesn't make sense,
yeah.
but yeah, no, I mean it is there's definitely a lot more uh hype, a lot more excitement,
A lot more
more
sweaty palms.
definitely, but it's also like even though it's more risky, it is also very rewarding.
Right.
Um so, getting headshots, getting kills, that is more, I guess, instant gratification, I guess. I mean, heals definitely provide that, but I I like it from
Oh yeah,
killing people.
it's always
It's
a
always good.
nice to have that change.
Yeah,
So
definitely,
so
definitely.
I guess moving on, if we see more of you on DPS, what's the one hero that you want to grow on and be just better overall with?
Um, honestly, like I know it sounds kind of like, part of like the cheese comp,
Right.
but May, honestly. I feel like she's
No,
not,
I feel that.
yeah, like I feel like she's definitely viable. I feel like she's severely underrated.
Hmm.
Um, if you wall off an incoming team, you know, just get their tanks out of the way, then it's like a 6v2
Right.
and it's really easy. And so, uh,
I feel that May's more of just a cancerous thing,
yes,
more so than she is a cheese comp kind of person.
yeah, it's
Because it's
very
very much just walling them off, kind of forcing them where you want to go.
and freezing, and it's one of those, it definitely angers the other team.
Oh yeah,
Uh,
100%.
and so, I don't purposely like making people mad, but it's interesting to see their reactions. Getting frozen or,
Yeah, I mean, and she's a great pick. Like, you put her in up against a Reinhardt, you're gonna freeze that
oh,
Reinhardt and make him
definitely, definitely.
useless. Same thing with like a Winston. Like, she's so versatile in just pushing those tanks out, or Reinhardt charges in, you make it where he can't go back to his team. Like,
Exactly. And
there's a
yeah,
lot of growth with May that is not so much the cheesy side of it of just I'm just gonna freeze everybody and wall people
definitely.
off and
And there's also those, it's always fun to get those right clicks.
yes,
I
just those
mean,
long range
oh
headshots of it.
yes. I mean,
Feels so good.
since there's no like damage fall off, if you just kind of like hold right click,
You'll
ding,
get something
ding, ding,
eventually.
exactly. And so, you know, if I get really good with my snipes, I guess with
Oh yeah.
icicles, that'll be
You
very
can
interesting.
tick off some faras with that.
Oh, definitely. But like if we do something like that, like we wouldn't need to switch to a hit scan. Like
Exactly.
it's just the versatility, I guess, of May that I really really want to get into.
Yeah. Well, we see more of you, then I'll be
Yeah.
expecting that in the future.
All
But
right, definitely.
until then, thanks for answering some questions
No
and
problem.
good job tonight on your debut DPS.
Well, thank you. Thank you
So,
so much.
don't go anywhere. We will be right back to close this out with a couple of messages. And yeah, it's been a great season, or a great preseason
There's-
of games for the Overwatch team here. So don't go anywhere. All right, we are back just to close out the night here. It was a great night of games. Out of 5 maps, ACU won 4 of those maps
Yeah.
to win both of the games tonight. It was a great run, great close out to the preseason.
Yeah. I mean,
We will start up actual season play sometime next semester. So be looking for that sometime in January, probably. We'll be back with that.
yeah.
As for other streams, I do believe we are also done pretty much with everything for this semester as we're wrapping up finals week this week. So I don't expect us to have any scheduled streams. We might have some stream squad stuff here and there, but nothing is scheduled.
Yeah.
So
I
just
mean,
stay tuned if you want to watch stuff. We'll be here.
uh, I
Uh,
I know that we'll probably have some reruns of some of the past games and stuff.
yes, that's definitely going to be a thing. We'll
Um,
have some VODs up for
but
that.
I mean, overall, a pretty good first semester, first
Yeah.
run for the esports club. I mean, hopefully, I mean, this production stuff. I mean, we're still relatively new at all this, and
Yeah.
hopefully, like, we did a pretty good job for our, our first attempt here.
Yeah,
Uh,
our first couple months here,
yeah.
about 3 months of doing this now. So
So you yeah, just stick around.
yeah,
Hopefully, we might have some stuff over the break.
yeah, we'll see. Like I said, just stay tuned. Watch the channel and all that stuff. If you want to get involved in any way, there are links posted below that can get you hooked in with the Stream Squad, get you hooked in with any of the teams. We have a Rocket League team, we have the Overwatch team, a Hearthstone team, which I don't know if they're going to continue next semester. I assume that they are.
Maybe.
We have Smash Bros, we have Rainbow Six, and we have Call of Duty, and I think that's everything. I might be missing some, but
League.
oh,
I, th-
and
I
League,
think we have
yes.
League as
I
well,
forget about
starting
that
next
game
semester.
sometimes. Is
But yeah, and then another thing to look forward to is we're gonna probably have some more consistent Smash Bros tournaments that'll
yes.
be open to everyone. It gives our guys an opportunity to practice
And for people to just have some
Yeah,
fun,
I mean,
play
especially
some
with
tourneys.
Ultimate coming out, I know some of them will still be playing Melee as well. So if
I
you're a
mean,
big
Melee is the superior Smash game, so
oh, all right,
I will go to my grave with
we'll
that.
we'll uh
But it's
we'll
been a good semester. Thanks everybody for tuning in. Thank you all for your continued support. And remember, don't let those Twitch Prime subs run out. If you don't have anybody else to sub to, please use it on ours. It helps fund our program. It helps boost us. And all around, it's going to make things better for us. We get better gear. We get better production quality. It's just a great thing.
yeah.
That currently is our funding. So it's everything that we got. So please keep that up even over the break. So uh, don't forget to hit that renew.
Yep.
And yeah, stay tuned, and we will see you all next time.
Yep. Go
Go
Wildcats.
Wildcats.